get killed and big fight is going to happen. And he's telling him that be Sthita Prajna over there. So that's what it is. So for us, the symbolism is our battle of life. And right now, it seems like the whole world is in battle. Unknown enemy se battle sabka chal raha hai. And it has crossed all the borders, crossed everything. And the battle is going on. So I think the only people who are calm can even think straight right now. Because if you're not, then you start making bad decisions and stuff like that, what to do or what not. You know? So that's where it's coming from. Okay, so yeah, Meenaji, you can read now.
Okay. He who is everywhere without attachment, on meeting with anything good or bad, who neither rejoices nor hates, his wisdom is fixed. An inspired artist trying to express his mental idea on the canvas in his language of color would off and on stand back from his easel and would again, with growing tenderness and love, approach the child of his art to place a few more strokes with his brush. Here, Krishna, inspired by his own theme, is again and again choosing right words to add more light and shade to the picture of the perfect one which he was painting upon the hard slab of his listener Arjuna.
So basically, he's just saying that Krishna Bhagwan is as though like an artist, उन्होंने एक picture paint किया, अब थोड़ा और stroke लगा रहे हैं उसके ऊपर. It's a beautiful analogy कि he's adding to it, because हम लोग खाली ये सुन के बैठ जाएंगे तो हम लोग को फायदा नहीं होएगा. So he's actually going in more detail now to how he, so that we can, this is our goal and we can be like that.
He who, without attachment, squarely meets life with all equanimity and poise is one who is established in wisdom. Here also we have to understand the stanza as a whole, or else there will be the danger of misinterpreting its true meaning. A mere detachment from things of life is not a sign of perfection or true discriminative understanding. But many unintelligent enthusiasts actually desert their duties in life and run away, hoping that in the quietude of the jungle they will gain their goal, since they have developed perfect detachment from the sensuous world. Arjuna himself had expressed earlier that he would renounce the call of duty and the field of activity, and by thus retiring into quietude, the Pandava hero hoped to reach perfection and peace. To persuade Arjuna away from his calamitous mistake, Krishna started his discourse very seriously in the second chapter.
So here, this is, I've discussed that, but let's go one more time on this. It is so important what he's saying. Ki just to get that poise means you got away from all the negative. You understood Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha and all that. But now you say, you know what? Dunya to puri jhanjat hai. Let me just sit quietly and not bother. He's saying that's very dangerous. No, you go out there in the world, do everything that you are doing, and then have that quietude. So he's saying that Arjun, sabhi ko yaad hai na, Arjun was going to run away. And he said, oh, agar meditation se mere ko sab kuch mil raha hai, to why do I need to do this? Krishna Bhagavan said, no, firstly, you're not ready for it, and you cannot run away from your duty. So that's why this point is so important, that you keep the equanimity. तभी उसका टेस्ट भी होता है. Think about it. अगर हम लोग किसी वेकेशन में जाकर आराम से कहीं बैठ गए तो I'm very happy and all. No, when you came back and you had to face the whole family world and all that, then how you're behaving, then you really know whether you're Sthita Prajna or not, or you're moving towards that or not. Otherwise, and then suddenly sometimes we think, oh, this my duty looks really boring. I think that doing this some social service or something, that's gonna make it. Again, problem. No, whatever has come in your plate, if you can be, calm and do it, then you are Sthita Prajna, not chasing after something else. That makes sense? So that's what.
Would you call the current situation as such? Would that also be in it? That, how we remain calm with all that is going on?
100%. That's why I mentioned that
Yes.
it is something like, since my husband is a scientist, so he will give me the scientific perspectives of it. Even that makes me a little calmer, because the way things are going right now, it looks like, oh my god, the whole world is doomed or something. But these kind of viruses, I know this is a novel virus, so they really don't know like 100% how it behaves from the previous experiences. It does go away. उसका पीक आता है, उस पीक में कितना नुकसान होएगा, obviously that's what they are trying to make it
Yeah.
less. But it's not like there is no light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. It is going to go away. And then, like I sent, I don't know how many people listened to
Yeah.
that
Swami Swarupananda.
he was so, and he brought back, hey, respect the nature. And sometimes, my boys, they are in their 30s, so they get all hyped up about certain things. Oh, China did this, blah blah blah. I said, but why they are not addressing that? Stop those killing of those kind of animals, wild animals and things like that. Because जो सोर्स पे ही नहीं जाते हैं कि कहाँ जितने भी 3-4 वायरसेस पहले आए, they also have that same kind of connection. Bird flu and swine flu and all, they all
Yes.
animals से इधर इस तरफ आ गए. So if you are going to mistreat the animal, it's like, on a superficial level, yeah, you mistreated, that's why it happened. On a deeper level, we are we are not having a compassion for all the living beings on this planet. And then now, because fewer people are driving the cars and all that, all of a sudden nature is getting restored, like anything. Animals are just the happiest right now. Even somebody sent me a picture. There was coyotes on San Francisco roads, and they were like different animals. They are literally coming out now. अभी वो डर डर के बैठे रहते थे, अभी हम लोग पिंजरे में बंद हो गए हैं और वो लोग आराम से घूम रहे हैं. And then they said कि the atmosphere is getting restored faster than ever before, because of no cars and all are going, so जितना हमने pollution किया वो सब खत्म हो रहा है. And then all of you send all these interesting videos, that India में वो garbage man को नीलू जी ने भेजा ना, they were garlanding with money. And I know, because my husband is from Punjab, before all this they put them down. If you're a garbage man, you can't come in the house, sit outside, you're dirty, this that, उनकी इज्जत एकदम कम थी. अब सभी को पता चल रहा है उनका कितना इंपॉर्टेंट काम है. अगर वो लोग नहीं गार्बेज उठाएंगे तो हमारी जिंदगी दूभर हो जाएगी. तो अब उनके मन में दया की भावना, वायरस नहीं तो किया ये सब. If you see the flip side, you will be surprised, how much love and compassion pouring out of people's hearts, which they never thought about. So nature is saying, hey, if you don't appreciate what I give you, here is a slap on your face. Go think about it, what you're doing. So I think that listening to those swamis, you reflect upon those things. Moving forward, hopefully we will be kinder, nicer.
It made much more sense. It made sense. It's the right thing. How the nature is. We're not taking care of it, so somebody has to do it.
And he so beautifully compared it to a mother.
Yes. Yeah.
Like how the mother tolerates for a while, फिर को लगता है कि अब तो इसको झापड़ लगाना ही पड़ेगा या कुछ को punishment देनी पड़ेगी. And it's Mother Nature which is doing this, making us wake up. Because I think we have done it to as a humanity, we have done it to ourselves. It's so blatantly clear to us, because this particular virus, it crossed over from the bats. ये scientists को मालूम है, because 40 साल पहले also they knew about this virus, because it was already contained in the animals. But because they were doing atrocities with the animals, it just crossed over. So even from the physical plane, there is a connection, but spiritual may to definitely, connection. Yeah.
Detachment from suicidal affections and unintelligent tenderness in itself cannot take man to the higher realms of divinity. The detachment from the world outside must be equally accompanied by a growing balance in ourselves to face all challenges in life, auspicious Shubha and inauspicious Ashubha, in perfect equipoise without either any uncontrolled rejoicing at the Shubha or any aversions for the Ashubha experiences.
So we discussed that how this Ashubhan, so here he's actually above both, because we should not have this misunderstanding. That's why, like when we do prayers, sometimes we ask, give me this, give me this, give me this. He's taking you somewhere beyond all this. So it's like, if I ask for those things, that I'm still at a lower plane. But this Tita Pragna is one which is beyond this. He's not going to ask for it. That's why a lot of them, they have physical afflictions, and they bear it. Somebody even said that they actually have the power to heal themselves, but they don't, because they don't want to interfere in the karmic cycle. They sometimes out of compassion do it for other people. जब उनके भक्त उनको मजबूर करते हैं ना, मेरा ये फिक्स कर दे, वो फिक्स कर दे, sometimes just for them, and then they take it upon themselves, that affliction. So like our in Chinmaya mission, sometime when we had a deeper discussion about these things, they used to say, don't even ask for those things, worldly things. It's not worth it, because they will take it upon themselves. Why you want the saint and sages to suffer then? you know that is one line of thinking, that if you ask to get those things fixed, you are like still at a lower level. Does that make sense? And remember, I'm not telling anybody, I'm not judging anybody. Everybody should do what they need to. I'm just talking about the lakshan of the Sthita Prajna, where he's coming from. Okay? Just
A mere detachment in itself is not the way of the perfect life, inasmuch as it is only a negative existence of constantly escaping from life. To live in attachment is again living in slavery all through our life to the things to which we are attached. But the perfect one is he who, without a divine freedom, lives in the world dangerously, meeting both the joys and the sorrows which life provides for him. To be in winter out in the sun and lie basking in its rays is to enjoy its warmth and at the same time to suffer its glare. To complain of the glare is to bring sorrow into the very enjoyment of the warmth. One who is intelligent will either try to ignore the glare and enjoy the warmth fully, or shade off the glare and bask in the enjoyable warmth. Similarly, life by its very nature is a mixture of both good and bad. And to live ever adjusting ourselves, avoiding the bad and striving to linger in the experience of the good, is to live unintelligently. The perfect one experiences the best and the worst in life with equal detachment because he is ever established in the true and eternal, which is the very self.
so again, we discussed this, huh? Is somebody saying something? So here everybody understood that example that he gave about, if you want to bask in the winter in the sun, so we go outside. India में तो बहुत करते हैं, right? धूप सेकने के लिए बैठते हैं बाहर लोग, दिल्ली वगैरह में. But then you're going to complain, oh my God, glare is too much. That's what he's talking about. So he's saying that just ignore the glare, enjoy the warmth. But what we do is we constantly are living like that. I don't want the glare, but I want the warmth. That's what he's talking about. So he's saying, okay, you can do a little bit to adjust if you want. Topi pehen lo, jo kuch karna karo, but don't complain. Or the other beautiful example is, I go and stand in front of the ocean, and I say, I think I'm going to take a bath in the ocean when the waves stop. He's saying it's never going to happen. So you have to just learn to ride the waves if you want to go in the ocean. And this world is like ocean, that constantly waves of good, bad is coming to us. So he's saying Sthita Prajna has, because he's established in this knowledge, he's calm. That's what he's talking about.
In Arjuna's question, he had inquired of Krishna how a perfect master would speak. This stanza may be considered as the answer to it, since the perfect man of wisdom neither feels any aversion for the sorrows nor rejoices at the joys of life. He neither compliments anything in the world, nor does he condemn anything. To him, everything is wonderful. He sees things as they are, uncolored by his own mental moods. Such a perfect one is beyond all the known principles of behaviorism of Western psychology.
तो स्वामी जी ने बोल ही दिया, लाइक बिकॉज वेस्टर्न साइकोलॉजी में कि मौसम के लिए भी लोग कितना कंप्लेन करते हैं. Oh, it's hot today, it's cold today, oh, it's raining, oh my god, why is it raining? So one time I told somebody, I said, if it's not going to rain, then what's going to happen? So be happy that it's raining.
Raining,
Even the water, plants and all that. So I don't want the inconvenience of rain. That's why I don't want it raining. Otherwise, if they think for 2 minutes that if rain nahi aayega to kya problem hoega, they will not think like that. So that's why I think in Western philosophy, it is like अच्छी अच्छी चीजों को रखो, बाकी चीजों को फेंक दो. He's like, hey, stay calm. जो आता है बुरा अच्छा सबको ठीक से देखो. And one of the Swamis gave a very interesting statement. At that time, I kind of didn't get it completely, but now I'm getting it more and more. He said that we have come in this world to rejoice and not get involved. So, but our problem is हम involve इतना घुस जाते हैं उसमें. That's why we have a problem.
So, if I may speak for a minute, I heard of another example somewhere where they said that waves in the ocean come, and go, and you will see the boat. If there's a boat on the ocean, it will be bobbing up and down. But you are sitting on the shore. You are not sitting in the boat. The problem is that we identify more with the boat, and that is why we feel all that up and down of the ocean. But if you decide that you are going to sit on the shore, you can see the boat going up and down, but you will not be disturbed by whatever is happening in the ocean. So that's another
yes. There
example
are
somebody
examples
gave.
can be taken both ways, and that example comes under in Bhagavad Gita. They call it tatastha. Tatastha means tat pe baith ke sthit ho gaya wo.
Oh,
and you are not jumping in it. So in that example, what you are talking about, तुम्हारे मन को तटस्थ कर दो.
अच्छा.
और जो मैंने दूसरा एग्जांपल दिया है कि जो because this person is the reason I gave that example jumping in the ocean, because स्वामी जी ने बहुत क्लियरली बोला कि ऐसा आदमी ये नहीं कि वो घर में बैठ जाता है और मेडिटेट करता रहता है 24 आवर. He actually goes in the marketplace. उस एग्जाम्पल में वो दूसरा, because same ocean can be used for 3, 4, 5 different examples. One of the examples they're going to give now of ocean is that अभी आएगा इसमें चित्रप्रज्ञ में. I'm jumping forward but it makes sense कि उसका जो मन है ना वो एक ओशन की भांति है. उसमें सब कुछ गिरता है, सारी दुनिया का पानी आके गिरता है उसमें, लेकिन उसमें इतना ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं होता है. एक वो बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में कहावत है कि समुद्र अपनी मर्यादा नहीं छोड़ता. You heard of that? अगर छोड़ दे तो सुनामी आ जाती है. Like it is really bad. 99.9% it does not. 0.1% something happens, exception of the rule, we are not going. उसमें सब उसके मन में ना सब कुछ आता है. डिजायर, ये वो, गुड बैड, शुभ शुभम, लेकिन उसका मन विचलित समुद्र की तरह नहीं होता है. वो सब कुछ एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है. That's the third example of the ocean. So many, and then fourth example of the ocean is कि पानी वहीं से निकलता है, भाप बन के ऊपर जाता है, फिर बरसात होती है, फिर वो पानी फाइनली उसी में मिल जाता है. जो नदियाँ जितनी भी हैं, all the nadi nale all get and they all come back. So it's like started from the source, merge back into the source. The cycle continues, and we are like that. The ocean, you can say Brahman, and then we are just a little coming from that and finally emerging back into it. So what you said, Miraji, that example is also very much valid. But the same entity can be given for many different depending on the context.
I was fortunate enough to attend some lectures given by Swami Chinmayanandaji himself in San Diego many years ago.
Wow, you're very lucky.
Whole series, yeah. It was, I think he was here for about 1 or 2 months, and every evening he used to speak about Geeta.
Yes, I think San Diego, he has been a long time. In fact, his Mahasamadhi happened in San Diego only. It's a very special place from.
So I'm just very blessed that way. A big blessing, I think.
Great, that's wonderful. So, so these are the 2 verses here. Anybody has any other comment or question on these two? And one thing I thought that I will bring that up is one of the Swamis pointed out, and I thought that was so true, that how we said stay unattached, right? So he said a lot of times they give in Vedanta, they give an example of air. Air is everywhere, but it's not attached to anything, moving continuously and all that. And then जब air चलती है ना, तो कोई अच्छी खुशबू आ रही होती है तो उसको भी लेके चलती है, कोई बदबू आ रही होती है उसको भी लेके चलती है, लेकिन वो हवा में एक्चुअल फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. It just carries it, drops it, moves on, kind of thing, So, and then he also said that the 5 elements are like that too. They are all completely unattached. We are made up of 5 elements, right? But when we die, it becomes mitti, and then some other people are born with it. Because that mitti becomes like a food, and the next person eats the food, and then scientifically we are recycled constantly. And so it is unattached. So we can get inspiration. I thought that was a good scientific way of talking about it. And then also this why does he remain calm? Because he knows Prakriti is doing everything, and that verse is going to come. All these concepts are going to be opened up lot more, so we don't need to know everything right now. जो बेसिक चीज़ है उसको अगर हम लोग अभी एब्जॉर्ब कर लेना, वो काफ़ी बताएंगे, तो उससे वो एस्टैब्लिश होंगे हम और बिकॉज इज गोना ओपन इट अप. गुना गुणेश वर्तन्ते, मीनिंग all these elements just play with each other, and that's how this world works. Basically that's what he's talking about. So we'll stop here as far as Bhagavad Gita goes, and we can go to, let's see, the time is, yeah, we are okay, 12 o'clock, so we can. I'm just going to say the prayer. You all know it, so you can say it in your own homes. Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunyam Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Chatraha Stirai Range Sushtu Vagam Sastanubhihi Yashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vidashabaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastinakstakshariyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I'll do the other prayer from chapter 4. Everybody can do it. Narayanam Padpuam Vaishishtam Shaktin cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padmapadam Chahastamalakan cha Shishyam Tantrotakam Vatika Karyamanyan Asmad Gurun Santata Manatosmi Asmad Gurun Santata Manatosmi. Okay, so we are at verse 86. And I am just, you will see this verse. It is of the Sthita Prajna, 100%, and he's giving you another angle of it. It is just, I think I am amazed at Krishna Bhagwan's whole planning, how this both are merging here, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the previous verse, it said, when he has attained, he meaning that Sthita Prajna, attained the state of Brahman. Remember we discussed Brahman means the one who is established. A state of complete non-duality. You saw we discussed the non-duality in our Gita classes. Shubha, Shubh, An, Hani, ye sara duality. Which is without beginning and end or a middle. What else therefore remains for him to desire for? Because he's giving an angle. Why doesn't he desire things? Because he realizes there's just a play, a dream. और दूसरा प्रारब्ध की बात ये है, आप लोग ने सुना होगा, एक प्रारब्ध सब लोग समझते क्या होता है प्रारब्ध. हमने जो कर्म किए उससे मिलने वाला है जो हमको, तो बोलते हैं जो हमको प्रारब्ध से मिलने वाला है ना, वो छप्पर फाड़ के मिलेगा. तुमको चाहिए नहीं चाहिए वो तुम्हारी गोद में आके गिरेगा. और तुमको लगता है कि oh, I have to work for it. He's saying if you want to work towards something in life, work towards the enlightenment. That Purusharth is going to be useful for you. And I told you that I watched a lot of NDE shows, near-death experience. All of them across the board had that same message. He's saying, you have come on this earth. This earth is like a school. It is not your real home. That a realm over there, the spiritual realm with the consciousness is your real home. You have come here to increase your vibration in love and compassion. That's what they said. Even if somebody is doing something, it is hard, okay? But even if somebody is doing something bad to you, you keep love and compassion, then you are raising your vibration, because it really does not matter over here. That's what they kept saying again and again and again. And they also kept saying that whatever happens over here, it really is like there is nothing to desire here for, because it is so mundane and useless once you see, because these people have experienced the other realm. So they said that's where it is, your real life. All this over here is just a school thing for us to learn. That's why we should not get so attached to things. I thought that it helped me a lot hearing, because it is like a validation of what we are learning in Bhagavad Gita. All these people, and some of them never read Bhagavad Gita, but it sounded like as though Krishna Bhagwan is saying the same thing, like, in a different language. Okay, so here, the next verse that we're going to do today is 86. And whoever has the book, you can go on that verse 86 of Mandukya. And I'm just chant. Vipranam vinayo hesham shama prakruta uchyate dama prakriti dantvata evam vidvan shamam vrajet. So here Vipranam is a wise man. And then Swamiji also said Brahman. So wise man is Sthittaprajna over here. Vinayaha, humility. So now he's going to talk about जो स्थित प्रज्ञ है उसका ह्यूमिलिटी वगैरह से क्या रिलेशनशिप है. He indeed, Eshaha is this, Shama. Shama is mental equipoise. I don't know how many of you have heard the two words Shama and Dama, because ये काफी आता है, योगा में भी आता है Shama, Dama, उपरति वगैरह. Shama means mental calmness, कि कोई भी चीज में से मैं बम्बार्ड हूँ बाहर से, लेकिन मेरा मन विचलित नहीं हो. Exactly like that person, उसको बोलते हैं Shama. Practice Shama. Prakruta is natural or spontaneous. Uchyate is declared to be. Dama is sense control. So ये योगा में बताया गया है कि दो जगह कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा हम लोग को सेंस ऑर्गन्स. एक हमारे मन में ही कि कुछ आ रहा है जा रहा है, आई डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. दूसरा एट द सेंस लेवल कि तुम उस तरफ जाओ ही नहीं थोड़ी देर के लिए. इट्स लाइक इफ आई डोंट वॉच द न्यूज 24 hours, आई एम नॉट गोना गेट डिस्टर्ब्ड. आई एम गोना मेक अ लिमिट. आई वॉच इन द मॉर्निंग, वॉच इन द इवनिंग. That's a sense control at the Dhamma level, sense control. And then Prakriti is natural, Danta Tvata, restrained. Evam is thus, Vidwan is again the wise man. So यहाँ पर एक और नाम दे दिया स्थित प्रज्ञ को, विद्वान. Shama is absolute peace. So एक और word है क्षमा, जिसमें कि जब mentally मैं काम हो जाती हूँ, that's absolute peace. Rajet is he becomes. So here, somebody who has a book now. आपके पास है ना सुशील जी किताब? You have to unmute yourself.
Okay. The realization of Brahman is itself the humility natural to the Brahman. Their mental equipoise is also declared to be spontaneous. They are said to have attained perfect sense control, as it comes quite natural to them. He who thus realizes the Brahman, which is all peaceful, himself becomes tranquil and peaceful.
So what he's going to discuss over here is कि जो humility, विनम्रता जिसको बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में, उसका वो कैसे होती है इन लोगों में. बिकॉज जब हम लोग विनम्रता सोचते हैं ना, तो हम लोग कुछ डिफरेंट सोचते हैं वर्ल्डली सेंस में कि ओ भाई हाँ जी करो ऐसे, दैट्स विनम्र और समथिंग. एंड देन वी लेबल आवरसेल्फ, आई एम रियली हैव विनम्रता, आई हैव ह्यूमिलिटी. And I think somewhere Swami Chinmayananji said, the moment you think that you have humility, you have lost it. You know, so that's where it comes from, that he is totally spontaneous in it. The reason he has a humility, because he realizes that we are literally like a drop in the ocean. It's a Brahman and I'm just here. And he identifies with everybody because he says one. And those in NDE programs that I showed, I saw everybody across the board, they said that when they went in that realm, they got enveloped by unconditional love. Immediately, everybody said that. When they went in there, then they came back because there was a reason. They said that they had to come back because they had unfinished business. So they said, no, you have to go back to help other people, to raise your own vibration. So this person realizes this. So his humility is completely spontaneous. That's what he's going to talk about.